Hey guys, welcome back. First off, I want to say congratulations to the winner uh, of the giveaway. It was, I'm not going to use his real name, of course, but Fat Shady. And he picked Zaro Visit. So, shipped it out the other day, sent him a tracking number, and it's on its way, buddy. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. Like I said, once it leaves my hands, it's up to the two postal services to get it to you, but you've got a tracking number. It's on its way. Congratulations, my friend. Thanks to everybody who entered. I figured there'd be more. I mean, it was a free cologne, but it wasn't really. Jesus, only had a dozen people or so. I figured it would be 30 or 40 people at most, but maybe when I do another one, we'll get more people. And I will do another one at some point in the future. I don't know when, but at some point in the future. Hopefully soon. So anyway, yeah, congratulations, bud. I hope you enjoy it when you get it. And I hope it gets to you fine and all that stuff. So, yeah. So let's just get into it. I'm going to do a review today, an actual review, something I've worn a few times and I've worn the last couple of days. I haven't done a full-blown review in a while. And that's because, well, I want to. Don't worry, I get back to the Azaros from the shelf in the next couple of days, but this is going to be a full-blown review. What did I wear over the last couple of days, including today? It was Lataffa Qaa'ed or Qaa'ed or whatever it is. Let's get into the presentation because it is a review. Nice presentation, nice bottle. It's got a nice leather. I mean, it's probably not real leather. If it is, it's real cheap leather, but it's more of a decent pleather. And it's got the this design kind of etched in. It's really nice, actually. And of course, you got the Lataffa hologram showing it's an official Lataffa. Actually, I make fun of it, but Lataffa is fucking deadly, man. They're fast becoming my favorite house. Not just clone house. They're definitely my favorite clone house. But they're just becoming my favorite house in general. And you get the name on the... I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Again, I don't know how you'd pronounce that. To me, it would be Qaa'ed if I did it phonetically according to English, but I know that's not right, so it's like Qaa'ed or something like that. So yeah, I couldn't find the batch code anywhere on this. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I can't find it. I looked all over this and I could not find the batch code. Not that it matters, but some of you guys like that. So anyway, that's that. How it opens up, it's got the Lataffa logo etched in on the top. It's a really nice bottle. Or box. Oh, shiny. Gold. This looks really good. And you'd sit it on your shelf like this and it looks really good. But you pull it out. And, yeah, I can't find the batch code on this either. So, but it looks really good, but it's really cheap feeling. It's just like a cheap, like I could almost pull this off if I wanted to. A cheap plastic. I would have went with even a cheap aluminum would have been better. Wouldn't even have to color it. But just, yeah. Anyway, that's just that. But it still looks good. And it feels good too. It's just this plastic is kind of just a little cheap feeling. The cap, same kind of thing. It's a light cap, all plastic, really light. But again, a good looking cap. It's got the Lataffa logo on it. The bottle, I'll put the cap back on. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's got Lataffa or Qaa'ed written there. 100 ml written there. Eau de Parfum concentration. It's a good performer too. The juice is that ambery color, orangey ambery color. I like that. To me, and I know it doesn't matter, but when I see a juice like that, I'm expecting a heavy scents, you know, like not heavy. Heavy's not the word, but you know what I mean. A boozy, maybe a resin, something kind of scent. But I know it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a coloring, but still. So let's take the top off. Let's get a couple sprays here. The only thing I really don't like about this is the sprayer. Well, not the worst in the world. Whew. You know, it's kind of a little weak, so you might want to add a spray or two when you're using it. So that was the presentation, guys, for Qaa'ed Lataffa. Oh, jeez, what a beautiful scent. This is, I don't know if I said it before. I said Lataffa's become my favorite. This is one of my favorite Lataffas. Well, I really like the other ones, of course. Aside, what is it? Oud for Glory, Kismet, Amir Al Oud, Amber and Leather, Oud Mood, of course, Kamra. They're all gorgeous scents. I mean, gorgeous scents, but they're all clones, right? Which is fine because I love clones. But this is kind of like, I haven't smelled a whole lot like that. I've smelled anything like this, to tell you the truth. And let's get into the notes and stuff, and then I'll tell you what people are saying it's a clone of, but I don't know. 2018, an aromatic amber scent. Top notes are cinnamon, cardamom, bergamot. Mid is saffron, sandalwood, cedar, and carnation, and the base is vanilla, oud, amber, and leather. It's got a smokiness to it too. There's no listed like incense or Gaiac wood or anything, but I'm assuming there's some in there because it does have a smokiness right from the start, pretty much right to the finish. It's got this slight incensey vibe. Not even slight for the first hour or so. It's pretty prominent. And you definitely pick up on the spices, the cinnamon, the cardamom. The bergamot you pick up on, but only for the first couple minutes. It kind of just gives it a bit of an effervescent sparkle, and then it kind of fades away. The top is mostly a sweet. The vanilla, again, from the start of the scent to the finish of the scent is there. Although they list it as a base note, it's detectable right away. It's sweet. It's a sweet. You get the cinnamon, the cardamom. So you get a bit of that bergamot right off the top, and this smokiness and this vanilla vibe throughout the whole scent. Yeah, and those top notes last like a couple hours on this son of a bitch. Like, oh, I didn't mean to swear. Speaking of that, I got something to talk about. I do it after. Yeah, they last a couple hours, so they're pretty prominent. It's a sweet, spicy kind of scent off the top with some smoke. And a couple hours into it, they start to take a backseat. They're still there, they're just not as prominent. They start to take a backseat, and you get more of the saffron and this creamy sandalwood and sharp cedar come out to play, like a woody scent, and it starts getting slightly spicy and creamy and sweet and actually floral. And that's the carnation, and I'm so glad to see carnation used because carnation isn't used a lot anymore. And when it's used right, it's a very nice scent. It gives you a slight powderiness, similar to what a lavender will do, but it's got this almost indiscernible floral vibe, which you pick up. It's definitely floral, but masculine floral. The carnation gives, so it's like this powdery, masculine floral vibe that you're picking up with them spices and the saffron and the creamy sandalwood and the sharp cedarwood. A lot of contrast, but done well. Go together really nice. And that lasts a few hours. And then they start taking a back seat, and that vanilla kind of takes a back seat, but the sweetness is overtaken with more of an amber sweetness towards the end of it. So it's still sweet. It's just not as creamy sweet. It's more of a resinous sweet with that amber. And that's kind of it. and the woods are there at the base, and a little more of the oud comes out in the base, I find. Although you pick up the oud in this, again, pretty much right away. It's got an oudy vibe to it, but it's not, it's got a Middle Eastern vibe to it. It's not oud, rose, and saffron. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely got a Middle Eastern vibe to it. If you appreciate Middle Eastern scents, you'll definitely love this. So that's kind of the scent in a nutshell. It's sweet, woody, powdery, floral, smoky oud scent. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the best way I can describe it. If that sounds pleasing to you, any of that stuff sounds pleasing to you, you really like it, I think you really like this one anyway. It's very unique. To my nose, there's not a whole lot, at least that I've smelled, where personally or where I'm around, that smell like this. Now, maybe in a bigger cosmopolitan city, metropolitan city, you might, but in my little medium-sized city, there's not anybody that smells like this, and that's great. I love that sometimes. And it gets compared to a lot of scents. This is where there was one that it got compared to, the Nuit Dizzy Polaris, I believe it was. And I remember smelling that a year or two ago. And, liking it, I didn't get the hype. I was like, yeah, it's nice, but this I liked more than that. Now, I can't remember exactly how that smells. It was at least a year ago, if not two. And I've smelled 1,000 things since then. But I just remembered not liking it. Just, yeah, okay, it's nice, but I'm not going to spend the $200+ they want for it online. If I find it for $30 at Marshalls or something, sure, definitely worth it. But, yeah, no. So if it smells like that, I don't remember smelling like that. I do remember a few aspects of it being similar, but not a direct clone by any stretch of the word I remember. Then it gets compared to like Interlude Man, oud this and a couple other oud scents, and there's nothing really that I could find that everybody agrees on. Usually a clone is a clone. And for example, Assad, you get the odd person who's just, that doesn't smell anything like the Orthodox elixir. I know, because I'm an expert. No, you don't. It smells exactly like a fucking elixir. Shut up. But for the most part, everybody agrees. That's an elixir. Smells exactly like elixir. Or the oud one there smells exactly like oud for glory. Or the Kismet smells very similar to Angel Share. Or even Kamra smells like Angel. Kismet smells like similar to Tuxedo. I get them vibes. Definitely a lot of them are like 99% close. Some are even closer than that. But this doesn't, it's not, and I think that's the problem. It's not a clone of one thing. It's kind of their own kind of scent. They took bits and pieces of a lot of things and threw them together. And that's why it's kind of a mishmash in the notes, it seems like, when I read them off to you. But they all work together very well. And just a gorgeous, unique Middle Eastern oud scent, but not overly oudy. It's got an oud vibe throughout the whole scent, but it's not a straight up oud scent. It's there, you can smell it, and it mixes. Oud always mixes really well with sweet vanilla and incense, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I pick up from it, along with some nice spices, like I said, and some really nice woods. The woods in this are incredible, very woody scent. Of course, unisex, but I would definitely say leans masculine, a lot more masculine than even the floral. The carnation used in it is typically a masculine floral, you know what I mean? So it leans more masculine. But ladies, wear what you want. You do you, boo. So yeah, that's the review of the scent. Longevity, performance, beast mode, completely beast. If not beast, right on the cusp of being beast. Projections about 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm getting more than an arm's length, projection. Probably an arm's length and a half. And it's loud. People will smell it. Longevity. I'm getting an all day out of this. 9+ hours, 10+ hours easy. 9 to 10 plus hours, depending on your skin, all that stuff. Easily on me anyway. My clothes, next day, I'll walk by my hamper and I'll smell this. It was something I wore yesterday. So, compliment factor. I got a couple compliments wearing it. People from work, of course. Although I didn't work the last 2 days, I did go to work because I get free coffee. So I walked in last night, and the two girls working there was wearing it. They both, oh my God, that's nice. What are you wearing today? And one of them said, oh, it smells rich, rich. I'm like, well, it's because Lataffa has good quality for the price. Definitely. Like I said, doesn't smell cheap. Most Lataffas don't. Couple do, but most of them don't. But every house has a scent or two that smells cheap, no matter how expensive they are. And like I said, it's loud and proud, a little bit aggressive even, but not super in your face. But it'll give all them club scents a run for its money and its performance. 1 million arrows. Won't give Elixir a run for its money, but I've said before, Elixir's in a league of its own, right? But the Assad, it would give a run for its money. And yeah, so, and there's also a tiny hint of leather at the very end of it, but it's not discernible really at all, except for like the last 40 minutes or so, you get a little bit of a suede leather, but it's mostly at the end of it. Like I said, it's just woods and amber. I say just, like, no, really nice woods and a really nice sweet amber. It's a sweet scent without being bubblegummy, candy-ish. It's like a vanilla sweetness. Woody, smoky, spicy, powdery, floral, and oody. What more do you want me to say? So yeah, that's it. That was I think it's $20 on Fragbuy, maybe 30 at the most, and that's Canadian. So if you're American, that's like $6. So you pick it up if you can, guys. I recommend it. It is by far, out of all the Lataffas I've owned and smelled, it's definitely in the top 5 easily, if not top 2 or 3. So I keep going back and forth between this, Kismet, and Kamra, and Assad. So it's in the top 4. Whatever day you pick me on, it could be number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So today I'm going to say it's number 1. Love this stuff. Oh my gosh, it's got this nice sweet smokiness. It's delicious. Vicious and delicious. All right, guys, that was a review. I haven't done one in a little while. I hope you liked it. I'll be back a little later. A couple other things I want to talk about. And, yeah, peace, love, be good to each other.